Okay. Hello YouTube, I'm going to do another recording and just kind of talk about the errors that I make and the errors that other people make as I try to play it as efficiently and effectively as possible, which is my play style. So difficulty 5 bugs, so I know there's going to be impalers and tank bugs, no behemoths. The loadout I have right now probably works fine. So the first thing I want to do when I join a game is assess the situation before I call anything in. I'm glad I did not land on the geological survey because that would have been terrible. Because I have the camper and because I know the patrols are very weak, I'm going to stick to my handgun. Using camper ammo doesn't make sense to destroy bug patrols. It's kind of wasteful. Keep an eye on the map.
Reloading. Reloading.
Just killing patrols right now. I know there's a launch pad top right, so I'm making my way over there right now.
Dropping equipment.
I think this player is sample hunting. I would actually hate to do that. It's kind of a waste of my time going from point to point. There aren't many, so maybe I'll just stick with the player. I haven't called anything in yet. I will when we get to the launch pad. Remember, calling in your equipment, you do have to wait for it, so consequently you're going to be stopped. And stopping or like spending time just waiting can be detrimental, especially if you set off alarms. So I just want to keep moving. This player has almost all the samples, and then we can move on to the objectives. Well, that's unfortunate. I wouldn't recommend the Stalwart against the bugs. It's a wild weapon. You do have to shoot straight at a 90-degree angle into the bugs to pierce the armor appropriately. If you see blue sparks, that's bad. That means that your rounds are bouncing off the armor and not doing anything. So like the first 10 shots of the Stalwart are incredibly inaccurate, so you're kind of wasting your ammo. So I would not recommend the Stalwart.
Equipment on its way.
Once you do spend about 10 rounds, it gets more accurate, but it's still, in my opinion, not a very nice weapon to use against the bugs. The alarm went off, so I'm going to switch to my camper.
Dropping equipment.
Hopefully that will kill it, or he'll just shoot it. He does have the recoilless rifle, so I feel like we could do assisted reloads together. It'll be very efficient that way. The launch pad is almost finished, so then we can move on to extraction. I believe this is the final objective for the mission. And now we'll continue moving.
Equipment.
Grab some
on its
ammo
way.
here. I think he's out of samples to search for. There aren't any left, so we should be extracting. Unless they somehow magically appear on the map, but I don't see any, so they're forced to extract at this point. I think my phone went off. Just making our way to extraction here. Occasionally checking the map for those spawn points where patrols could be. The red dots don't necessarily mean that the patrols are there. It just means they could be there. They could spawn there.
Extraction confirmed.
Hopefully I'll get one that's a little bit
Shuttle
more
inbound.
active
ETA
after this
minus
game.
30 seconds.
I'll choose another game that's a bit more active, a bit more lively. There's a lot of ammo being spent. But with the camper and the railgun, you do want to make sure that your primary is pretty much your pistol. You shouldn't be wasting ammunition on targets that have low armor or low hit points. Okay, he's going to shoot the impaler, and I'm going to reload him, or he's just going to keep missing. It's very important to hit your target with the recoilless rifle because of the limited ammo. Only 6 at most can be in a support kit, so make your shots count.
Equipment on its way. Hold out. T minus 30 seconds.
I will be quitting just before the shuttle takes off so I can move on to a different game. Looks like it'll work out. I believe this game was at the top of the multiplayer list there for joining, so he must at some point have used the beacon. But let's see if we can find something a little bit more lively. We do have a defense. I guess this would be pretty lively. Bugs difficulty 13. So there's going to be a lot of tank bugs, and very quick to think arc shotgun. It's snow, so I'm still going to probably put the terrain boots on. Static field. I don't even think I should. Rail cannon. Rail cannon? Rail cannon? Should I actually do 3 rail cannons? Does that... I don't think I want to do eats. I think there's just going to be so much happening that even if I did bring eats or something, it wouldn't matter. Always stare at your character when someone's spawning into the game so they don't land on you. I actually would like to use this beacon though, because I do have the arc shotgun. I can shoot through anything. Nothing can stop me.
Defensive assets. And defensive equipment inbound. Engaging target area. Deploying defensive assets.
2 behemoths. I do feel pretty safe in the static field. Wow. Just as I say that. I actually think that's the first time I learned they can actually charge through the static field. They're not slowed down at all by that. I actually think that's the first time I've ever seen a behemoth charge through a static field. I was kind of hoping they would kill the Impaler by the time I died there.
Request acknowledged.
So I haven't been doing well this round. I've already died twice, which is kind of disappointing for me.
Deploying ordnance. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Request confirmed. Firing for effect.
That was my fault. I made another mistake there.
Deploying defensive assets.
The missile barrage is actually hurting us more than it's helping us right now. It's really limiting my movement. Looks kind of grim right now.
Stand by. Equipment on its way. Defensive equipment inbound. Firing for effect. Request engage target area.
Not sure what killed me there. I guess they did.
Jumping. Down there. Deploying orchid.
I think the missile barrages are denying area that we could go to. I never like stratagems that limit your movement, especially on a retaliatory strike.
Stand by. Equipment on its way.
I feel like the
Request
rail cannon strikes were not a good choice here. I would probably go most or all static field, honestly.
Defense drop incoming. Engaging target area incoming.
I do see the jump pack working out. I'm also noticing that the arena is ice, so equipping the all-terrain boots was a waste of a perk. But there's no way of actually knowing if the arena that you'll be in will be ice or snow or... I feel like the arc shotgun is a good choice here, but I need more static fields so I can utilize it better.
Stand by. Equipment on its way. Watch yourself.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Just as that one unit came out of stun, it hit me.
Request confirmed.
I also could have taken the shield item as well, the directional shield. I think that could have been applicable here.
Request confirmed.
But this is certainly not how to do this difficulty in retaliatory strike. I needed something more.
Firing for effect. Engaging target area. Defensive stratagem incoming. Defensive stratagem incoming. Request acknowledged. Request confirmed. Firing for effect. Watch yourself. Defending equipment engaging target area.
They timed that charge perfectly,
Confirmed.
although before that one behemoth went through the static field. So if it can run through the static field, then the timing's irrelevant. But just as that static field went down, that's when they charged.
Request confirmed. Equipment on its way. Defensive stratagem incoming. Defensive stratagem incoming. Defense drop incoming. Defensive stratagem incoming fire. Firing for effect. Over. Defense drop incoming.
Oh man, that was terrible.
Request confirmed.
That player was able to get out the reinforced stratagem pretty darn quick there. I wonder if they're using macros.
Request acknowledged. Request accepted. Request accepted.
I was not able to get out of there. I think what I want to do is switch it up to the static field. I didn't like my loadout. I think I made too many mistakes there. And in higher difficulties, there's less tolerance to make mistakes. You have to think efficiency. You have to think, are you being effective? And especially in a retaliatory strike, you really need to make sure you're not doing anything with friendly fire. I think I made a couple mistakes with my arc shotgun. I killed a teammate or two. So I still think the arc shotgun, despite my mistakes, is a good choice. I think it does a lot of damage. I don't need ammunition. Now, I'm going to need more static fields. I don't think I have enough of those. But my role won't be to take down the behemoths. My role will be to contain the enemy. And while the static field does limit our movement, we can still go through it by diving a lot. I could also maybe take a jump pack or the directional shield, which I see that far left player is taking. So I think I want to gravitate toward that. I want to do the directional shield. If I can find it. Why are my eyes not seeing it? There we go. This will enable me to bring two, actually, so the far left player could actually not bring any. And should I actually bring a Rep 80 as well? I'm not sure here. Would it be silly if I actually brought demolishers? If I have 2 static fields, I should be able to have, to be able to consistently keep an area slow with 2. While one's on cooldown, as soon as it ends, I have to get the other one out. Or get the other one out to compensate for the activation time. It's like a half second anyway. I guess it really doesn't matter. As long as I have an area consistently, like, static fielded. So let's try it. Let's see what we get.
Supplies
I
incoming.
do want the directional shield
Equipment
for the evasion and for
incoming.
the damage reduction.
Defensive stratagem incoming. Defense drop incoming. Defensive stratagem standby. Equipment on its way. Dropping equipment. Repeat. Dropping equipment.
Now we have players that... Okay, well maybe I should actually use my demolisher here.
Watch yourself. Firing for effect.
We have players that have the emplacement, so my role should not be to go after the behemoths. I want to leave that up to them. I'm not sure what this player is doing.
Request accepted.
Okay, so we're off to a really poor start.
Request
I was expecting that one player to begin shooting the behemoth immediately, even if it does kill us.
Defense drop incoming. Defensive equipment inbound. Dropping equipment.
I want to be patient with them calling me back in again. They do have to get their defenses up first, so static field and the incendiary bombs. This I can understand. I'm just going to wait patiently to be called in. Looks like they're established, so they should be able to call me in now. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Confirmed.
So I think this is smart on their part.
Defensive stratagem incoming. Incoming fire. Defense
I'm
drop
going to get a static field out on the emplacement. I want to call in my friend.
Request confirmed.
My equipment's kind of far away, but I have no business going after it.
Deploying defensive assets. Take cover.
That was my fault. I actually think I lost us the game with that.
Request confirmed.
I made a huge mistake there.
Defensive equipment inbound. Deploying defensive equipment inbound. Defensive equipment standby. Equipment on its way. All right, down there. Deploying ordnance. Firing for offensive equipment inbound. Fire equipment on its way.
Oh, that was stupid. Like, in my head, the arc shotgun makes sense, and I feel like I'm being effective with it, especially when dealing with large numbers that have high hit points. Like, I can take them down as long as they're in the static field, but the problem is, I just have to make one mistake to actually ruin it for us. Not because it's only high difficulty, but because if I hit something with the arc shotgun, it's going to die. So, in terms of friendly fire damage, the arc shotgun is so sensitive. If I hit a Helldiver, they're going to die unless they have, I think, the armor perk. If I hit anything, it's going to die. It's going to lose a lot of health. It's going to die. So I can't afford to make mistakes like that. I'm pretty sure I destroyed that emplacement. So making that type of mistake is just catastrophic. So I feel like my loadout, I changed it once already. If you have a failing loadout, you have to change it every time. Because just doing the same thing over and over again in my head, and to have it fail, that's like the definition of insanity, right? Albert Einstein, I think, said that. So, I feel like we need some something to change. I made that one mistake with the arc shotgun. I don't know if the directional shield is... I'm not gonna... Oh, and you know what? I don't need this. Because we're on all ice. But that actually leaves one player responsible for all of the tanks. So instead of the directional shield, maybe an emplacement makes more sense. We're relying on actually one player now. I think someone changed up their stratagems. So one player has 2 emplacements. And if you think about the behemoths, they take 2 rounds each to take down, I believe? 2 or 3? So there's going to be a lot of ammo spent just on behemoths and tanks and impalers. I think there's too much responsibility on the one player for the behemoths and the tanks.
Dropping equipment. Supplies equipment on its way. Supplies
I want to get a static field on them
Equipment on its way.
while they're calling in their stuff.
Inbound. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Defense drop incoming.
I want to keep this impaler damaged so the tentacles retract back into the ground.
Request accepted.
How about a nice cup of liver?
Defense drop incoming. Defensive stratagem incoming. Deploying defensive assets.
I feel like the arc shotgun makes a lot of sense here and it's working out. I want to get a static field on him.
Incoming.
I'm not going to be shooting again at the emplacement like I did last game.
Defensive equipment inbound.
Now they're using the arc thrower. I think that's way too dangerous for a retaliatory strike, especially when the lightning jumps from target to target. You're talking about a very high probability of killing your friends.
Defensive equipment inbound.
I need to keep an eye on my cooldowns for the static field. In fact, I'll just throw another one.
Defensive equipment inbound. Incoming. Defensive stratagem incoming. Dropping equipment.
I want to get within shooting range here. Get the reinforced beacon out. I feel like the arc shotgun has been very effective.
Supplies incoming.
I want to be mindful of my friends here.
Defensive equipment inbound. Defense drop incoming. Defensive stratagem incoming. Inbound.
We're relying too much on one person to take care of the behemoths, and it's just not working.
Defense drop incoming. Deploying defensive assets.
Right now we have no solution for any of them. One of the emplacements came off cooldown, but
Defensive equipment
I'm not sure if he's going to call that in or not, or what the deal is with that.
Defense drop incoming.
I feel like I need to get rid of the directional shield because we need more anti-tank. I can't shoot because he's in the way. It's getting a little tight in here. So I think what I want to change is the directional shield. I need an emplacement. An emplacement. Recoilless rifle doesn't make sense. Commando doesn't make sense. Maybe instead of static field, I do incendiary, but then there's nowhere to... That would be limiting our movement, so I can't do that. Not incendiary. So to like 2 static fields. Okay, so 2 static fields and 2 emplacements. I need to have a way to slow them. And that other player's doing stratagem priority with close airstrikes, with the missiles. The problem with that, though, is 1 might not be enough to take care of a behemoth. You're talking about like 3 or 4 behemoths spawning in the arena. So I think 1 or 2 stratagems of that is it's just gonna tickle them, honestly. And that has like a 75-second cooldown on it. I don't think that's the choice. It's like emplacements or what else? Emplacements. You're talking about the Toxic Avenger. Maybe maybe Toxic Avenger would be the answer.
Dropping equipment. Dropping equipment on its way. Equipment on its way. Defense drop on its way. Defense drop incoming. Supplies incoming. Deploying ordnance.
Can't shoot that behemoth yet. I want to get out of the emplacement and contribute to the fight if I can, without wasting any of my emplacement ammo. Get another static field out. I'm going to stand near the emplacement, just so I can jump in it real quick if I have to.
Deploying defensive assets. Defensive stratagem incoming. Incoming fire.
Gonna wait to see who's still alive. Okay, they're all dead. I want to be. I'm just being a little mindful
Deploying
of
defensive assets.
my ammunition. So can't shoot over there.
How do you feel like the
Defense drop incoming. Firing for effect. Equipment on its way. Engaging target area.
I don't want to shoot because of the dead carcass of the behemoth. So I'm approaching about half ammunition left. When I get down to a quarter, I'll be calling another emplacement in. I also need to call in my static fields.
Defensive equipment inbound. Firing for effect. Engaging target area.
I think that stratagem actually killed him. I killed the impaler in time, I'm pretty sure.
Request accepted. Defensive equipment inbound.
I'm afraid to shoot. I don't think I killed him. I think they killed him.
Request acknowledged. Request accepted. Request
I want to get another static field out because that one's about to run out. I am running low on ammo. I do have to get out now. I'm a little late calling this in.
Equipment. Repeat. Dropping equipment.
Reinforce isn't back up yet. Grim, you have to call them in.
Request accepted.
I'm going to cover Grim as much as I can. I want to get another static field out.
Defense drop incoming. Deploying defensive asset. Stand by.
The static field
Equipment
is running
on
out
its
soon.
way. Defensive strategy. Defensive asset.
Prioritize the Impalers and the Behemoths.
Request confirmed.
I feel like this round is going smoother. The burden of taking care of tanks and Behemoths is not on one player, but on two now.
Defense drop incoming.
I am running low on ammo on this emplacement.
Dropping equipment. Defensive equipment inbound. Defense drop incoming. Defensive asset. Jumping. Engaging target area.
Hopefully I can get in there and start shooting. Okay.
Deploying defense drop incoming. Defense drop incoming.
If you notice, Grim's arc thrower hit the emplacement that Gray is sitting in. I just think that weapon is so dangerous in a retaliatory strike, even with someone who has a lot of experience with the arc thrower, as perhaps Grim has. But
Deploying defensive assets. Dropping equipment. Firing for effect. Over. Deploying defensive assets.
I think Gray is a little hesitant in shooting because they're low on ammo. I was hoping actually that shot wouldn't kill him.
Request acknowledged. Supplies incoming. Firing for effect.
Prioritize the Impaler over there. Now I am running low on ammo. So I'm going to get out and call another one in.
Supplies incoming. Defense drop incoming. Deploying defensive assets.
Put our stasis fields back down again. I'm going to keep the neighboring emplacement up so it serves as a distraction for the enemy. Okay, so my teammate wanted to blow it up.
Deploying defensive assets.
My emplacement's about to die, actually.
Defensive equipment
Ooh, that was close. Can't shoot anything because of the carcass that's in the way. A little hesitant here in helping him shoot because I don't want to kill him. Not sure where Taylor is. It's kind of in the way. One player was in the way of the impaler. I was able to get it, but so I'm just going through so much ammo with this emplacement.
Defensive equipment inbound.
I will have to call another one in. I think it's my last one. Yeah, it is my last one.
Stand by. Equipment on its way. Defensive equipment inbound. Lines incoming. Firing. Minute inbound. Incoming fire. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Firing for effect. Over.
Engage! Engage! Throwing grenade! Hey!
Deploying defensive assets.
The shuttle beacon should be dropping soon. The downside is we are running out of emplacements. We are running out of anti-tank solutions. So I feel like we are getting to a point where survival will be a bit difficult.
Drop incoming. Firing for effect. Drop incoming.
Definitely have to choose my shots carefully. Don't want to waste anything. Want to get that inhaler.
Yeah!
Defensive stratagem incoming. Deploying defensive
That's
assets.
bad.
Defensive equipment inbound.
So I'm kind of limited here on what I can do. I have some ammo I could... Well, I can't shoot because this guy's in the way healing. I want to prioritize the behemoths. We can't kill those with small arms fire, so... I do think I have one more emplacement left if we can actually get to that shuttle beacon.
Dropping equipment. Extraction defensive stratagem incoming. ETA T-minus
I have
1
one
minute
more
to
emplacement. My static field's about to run out. I'm going to throw it in the same spot.
Defensive stratagem incoming. ETA T-minus 1 minute. Equipment on
That's
its
my
way.
final emplacement, which should be enough. I forecast it should be enough for 40 seconds.
Deploying
He's destroying the emplacement when it wasn't empty yet. I still had additional rounds in that emplacement. My phone went off, so ignore that beeping if you hear it.
defensive equipment inbound. ETA T-minus 3
I can't see a thing. Okay. Gotta wait for those behemoth carcasses to go down into the dirt, to the ground.
Shuttle arriving.
Let's move!
Defensive strategy.
Just go on the shuttle.
Deploying defensive ordnance.
Okay. So I'm going to end the video here because that was pretty intense. I don't want it to be too long either. So the retaliatory strike, difficulty 13. So, I mean, I've never done 14 or 15 yet retaliatory strikes, but, I mean, you have to think about what you're weak in, and you have to think about what loadout complements your teammates. I kind of noticed that my one teammate was kind of bearing the entire burden of killing the behemoths, killing the tanks, killing the impalers, and everyone else kind of had static fields and their own ways of just trying to survive. My phone went off again. So by actually taking on the emplacement role, I feel like I complimented the other guy who was also doing emplacements, and it kind of worked out pretty well.
The capital city is under siege from south. Launch sequence initiated.
So another thing with failure is that it kind of just teaches you that your loadout is wrong, your stratagems are wrong, or not effective, or something along those lines. So you have to be willing to mix it up and try something else, and think about the items available to you and what kind of goes together with the stratagems, and not only how they complement one another, but how they complement the team, and then also the race, the alien race you're playing against, and just think about it, you know. But hopefully this taught you something, taught someone something, anything out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video.